Before we get into today's video, y'all know the drill. Remember to like and subscribe the video. It helps me grow the channel. We're still in the early days of this project here, so all of that goes a really long way. Thank you for your support. Now, on to the video. What's up, y'all? Trew back here from Hell Yes Creative with another book review. Well, it's not a review. I'm not like commenting on the quality of the words. It's also not a book report because this isn't my homework. I'm an adult. I don't have homework. It's more of a I love improv so much, and I think that you can learn so much about improv from other non-improv sources, which is because the reverse is also true. You can learn a lot about life from improv. So I'm always reading these books that are not improv books and wondering how can I pull things out of this to influence my teachings. And so I like to bring you these videos with some takeaways. Today's book that I got from the sweet New Orleans library just down the street from where I am in this exact moment. Riveting, non-essential detail, I know. Games People Play by Dr. Byrne. This book came out a long time ago. They didn't have high hopes for this book. It was like, okay, this guy thinks that every single interaction between two people can be categorized as a game. That's kind of cool. We'll make a few thousand copies just to humor this guy. And then apparently they sold like quadrillions of them, and they were like, oh shoot, this is a real deal thing. And now it's a real deal thing. But I still feel like a lot of people don't know about this. And in improv, so it's called Games People Play, right? The premise is that every single interaction between two people is some sort of transactional game. And in improv, we call finding the game of a scene like what's going on between these two people. So it may be like, oh, an astronaut and a space commander are having an argument about, should they fly the space shuttle to Jupiter, whatever. But the way they play that game is to act as if it was like, take the details out of it, which details are important, but take the details out of it. And what this is really like is like you're on your way home from work with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever, and they want to stop and pick up a bottle of wine, and you're like, I'm stressed out from work, I want to get home. Just like the space commander might be like, I'm stressed out from the space mission, I don't want to go to Jupiter, we don't have time. So Jupiter is the wine store and Earth is home. Weird example, but basically there's a game. The game between these two people, you can take the specifics out of it. You can take out the space travel and just make it about the human element. So this book was recommended to me by one of my first improv teachers that I really, really learned a lot from. I really fell for is a guy named Jason Chin at Improv Olympic in Chicago, Illinois. He told me to read this book. I read it way back then. I read it a few years ago, and I try and read this book every couple of years, which I used to think that was insane. Like, why would you read a book more than once? But now I think it was insane that I thought that was insane, so it just goes to show you. I want to read a couple of my favorite takeaways from this book. And this video is already getting a little bit on the long-ish side, so I'm not gonna do too much. But I love the way Dr. Eric says that that when people, he basically says that if there's like a regular boring interaction between people that doesn't have any play elements, that it will shrivel your spine up. And I love the idea that if you aren't being a playful person, your spine will shrivel up. I do not want my spine to shrivel up, so I'm gonna keep doing improv. I don't want your spine to shrivel up, so I want you to start doing improv, if you're not already. More big takeaways. There's all this data that's like, if an infant isn't shown love and affection, then there are negative psychological effects. And that makes sense, right? So, I mean, I know when you become like a regular person, you're full grown and all that, you don't have the same needs as a baby, but why would you forget that need of like the basic element of play, right? adults get negative psychological effects as well from not being playful. So, you know what I'm about to say? Take an improv class. In case you didn't know, I teach improv classes virtually, so I don't care where you are reading this. Check out this link right here. Type it into the old browser and you will see my currently registering workshops, no matter what time of year it is. If you go to this link and there's no workshops there, it means something went terribly wrong, or maybe really right. I don't know. It's a mystery. Last thing I want to share with y'all, this is towards the end of the book. He's talking about spontaneity, okay? And I'm going to read directly from the book on this one. Spontaneity means option, the freedom to choose and express one's feelings from the assortment available. Parent feelings, adult feelings, and child feelings. Those are 3 different types of ego. It means liberation. Liberation from the compulsion to play games and have only the feelings one was taught to have. I know how you can be more spontaneous. Y'all say it with me. You've watched this video the whole time. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Take an improv class. Yeah, this book changed the game for me. It's called Games People Play. Every single interaction between 2 people, there's some sort of game going on. So read this book and you'll be able to identify the games. You'll know how to maneuver around people who are playing games that you shouldn't be playing. You will also learn to catch yourself from playing games that maybe you shouldn't be playing. And overall, it's just a really, really great read. It probably will be a great read 100 years from now. Nothing can touch this book. Games People Play by Dr. Eric Byrne. Thank you all so much for watching. Y'all know the drill. Subscribe to the channel, watch more videos, and say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Take an improv class.